Sowing the Seeds to Harvest in the Future was the name of a panel discussion hosted by Slovenian EPP group member Milan Zver, who is a member of the Committee on Agriculture, with the aim of offering solutions in support of young people deciding to continue with farming in the EU. The European Commissioner for Agriculture and Rural Development, Dacian Ciolos, and the European Commissioner for Education, Culture, Multilingualism and Youth, Androula Vasiliou, addressed their video messages to the more than 150 people, including MEPs, agri-attachés, journalists and young farmers from across Europe that attended the meeting, and stressed the need to enable and educate young people to become young farmers. The fact is that the demographic context of the agricultural sector demonstrates the urgency and need for an ambitious policy at EU level. Currently, only 6% of the agricultural holders are under 35 years old in the EU 27, and in some member states the situation is more critical. At present, one holder out of three is at least 65 years old in the EU 27, and many will be retiring in the coming years, Milan Zver said. He underlined, it is sure that we need to give them more possibilities to start farming, which also means that we need to make it easier for the older generations to retire and consequently provide the space for the younger generations to take over the farms. Also, it is difficult at the beginning to start up, as it is with any other business in other sectors. However, it is especially difficult in the agricultural sector. Therefore, the member states, together with EU institutions, are considering ways of how to help, and one of them that has been discussed and planned for the next reform is that there will be 2% of funds from the first pillar or direct payments that would only be available to young farmers aged 40 or younger. I think that this instrument could make the agricultural sector more attractive to young people, and of course there are also other instruments that are either being contemplated or are already available throughout the member states. Joris Bake, President of the European Council of Young Farmers, which represents 1.8 million farmers in Europe, stressed that there is a large number of young, motivated people that are ready to enter the sector if there weren't so many barriers, and those are mainly access to land and credit. Here is what he suggests.
European society needs food production, sustainable food production, and the landscape management to maintain the European Union as we have it, to make sure that the rural areas are well kept, to make sure that they are lively and viable for the people that live there, not only the farmers but also the rural population. And very, very important at this time is food security. So especially if we want to keep this agriculture competitive and viable and sustainable in the long run, renewal of generations has deserved this place and its priority in this reform. So it is in fact the heart of the European common policy.
Agricultural is a strategic sector for the European Union and should be recognized as such by a strong common agriculture policy. The European Commission put forward sustainable food production, sustainable management of natural resources and territorial balance as the three main objectives. It also offered a good starting point in discussions, acknowledging that the EU needs to take appropriate measures to answer the special needs of young farmers across Europe. For more information, please visit our site eppgroup.eu.